We got other breaking news. The 2025 Hall of Fame class is now official. So we've got 4 guys, which is actually pretty crazy because this is the smallest class since the 2005 class, which was headlining Steve Young and Dan Marino, which is arguably one of the greatest quarterback Hall of Fame classes headlining of all time. But this is the smallest class since that year. And what's crazy is we have some studs in this Hall of Fame class for 2025. We've got Eric Allen. Okay, he enters the Hall of Fame in his 19th year of eligibility. Wow. I mean, about time he gotten on this ballot and gotten in. And then he was a 6-time Pro Bowler. He was a first-team All-Pro in 1989, had 8 interceptions, 54 total interceptions, 9 defensive touchdowns. I'm just going to go down the list of some of these guys' accolades. And he's also the only player with at least 3 pick sixes in 2 separate seasons. I mean, he seems like a pretty good player. He played for the Eagles, Saints, and Raiders. So some of your OGs out there, you've been waiting for him to get on the ballot. Well, guess what? Eric Allen, he's on the ballot in his 19th year of eligibility. Now, the next one is Jared Allen. So he has 136 career sacks, which is 12th all time, and 4-team first all pros, 5-time Pro Bowler. He also had 22 sacks in 2011, which is the second most ever behind Michael Strahan and TJ Watt. So very elite company. And TJ Watt, he's definitely a Hall of Famer for sure. So we've got Jared Allen in there as well. He's also tied for the most safeties in NFL history with 4. That's an interesting stat. Next, Antonio Gates. He is considered one of the greatest tight ends of all time. 16-year career. He spent all of them with the Chargers. He had 116 career touchdowns, the most ever by a tight end in NFL history. So book that. I know a lot of people think Antonio Gates is the GOAT tight end. There are some arguments for that. And he had 8 seasons with at least 8 touchdowns. So that's pretty unique career. And also Sterling Sharp gets in the Hall of Fame. He led the NFL in receptions 3 times and touchdowns twice. In his 1992 season, he led the NFL in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. He had Triple Crown. And he also becomes part of the first brother duo in the Hall of Fame, joining Shannon Sharp, his brother, who was inducted in 2011. So making a little history with the brothers there. I mean, you like to see that. You like to see not just one brother get in the Hall of Fame, but the other as well. It's very, very admirable. And, you know, the family worked hard and things like that. So it's very cool to see those Hall of Famers get in. Sterling Sharp was the only senior/coach/contributor finalist chosen, and there are only 3 modern era players selected. The maximum is 5, so this is a pretty small class. I think maybe you could have squeezed one more in there. Reggie Wayne was definitely a name I was looking at, being like, yeah, he should probably be in the Hall of Fame this year. I mean, he has a pretty stacked resume, in my opinion. Anquan Bolden was also another name being thrown around. So there were some names in this Hall of Fame class. Luke Kuechly, I think, was in here as well as a Hall of Famer. I'm kind of shocked, like, when it comes to this Hall of Fame class. I mean, there were not that many guys chosen. I mean, there were a lot of guys that were on the ballot this year, but there's a lot of great players in NFL history. And
talk to me, baby. Talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Broadway paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my